watching Wednesday on a Saturday, and yet the most confusing thing is Jake Caprice scoring again. Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Hello, Daniel. Exeter City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Yeah.
Cold day.
Great, you might think.
Great, you might think.
A point against, one of the big sides, one of the big boys.
High flying like the owl they represent.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of low flying, actually.
I was going to say, owls sort of tend to keep it quite close to the ground, don't they?
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Because I suppose that's true of all birds, that everything they eat is on the floor.
No, some birds must eat other flying things.
What, in mid-air?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Insects and that.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe. A wasp.
Yeah.
Catch a wasp in your mouth.
Catch a wasp in your mouth.
Yeah, not owls, though.
No, owls eat mice and then create pellets.
Yeah, you're going for a shrew, aren't you, really, if you're an owl?
You think, have I got room for a shrew? There's a joke there somewhere. Anyway, it was 1-1, but if you didn't follow the game... I mean, of course, listeners, we're here to talk about it, so you don't have to. We're here freezing and holding freezing cold microphones so that you can stay indoors, lovely and warm, under the duvet.
Yeah,
hope you're freezing
in here.
It really is freezing.
I've got a cold.
You can probably hear our breath.
Might come across in the audio.
Well, maybe you got the cold from standing on the Big Bang because it sure were chilly.
Possible. I always think about taking a bit of cardboard to stand on.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I suppose you could sort of stick it down your back, couldn't you, as you walk there?
You could take it as a sign.
Yeah, people don't really hold up signs, do they? Like
not
as if it's like WWF wrestling.
Well, kids do, don't they? At Premier League grounds. Ronaldo, can I have your shirt, please?
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
God, imagine doing that. Imagine if I turned up with a thing saying,
Gary, can I have your hat, please?
You don't wear a hat, famously.
Jamal, can I have your hair barber's
or just
number,
anything.
please?
Yeah, Archie, can I have your shirt? It's like I'm twice his age.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlikely you'd do it, but some children might.
Yeah.
Of course, Exeter City can't afford to just give out shirts willy-nilly. In fact, you can't even buy them, so...
No point asking, yeah.
It was 1-1, and City started okay. It felt like the first half we were under the cosh, forced back.
What we were kind of wondering is whether it would be an Ipswich job where it's just like, first season in League One for a bit and then certain teams come down there and you're like, whoa, you can really notice the difference. These guys are way better than us, which was kind of the case with Ipswich, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It didn't really feel like that. They had a few chances in the first half.
Yeah. Jamal made one really good save, didn't he, down to his bottom of his post?
Yeah, yeah. And there's a free kick as well, wasn't there?
There was.
Barry Bannon, their talisman.
Yeah.
Who did he play for Villa, didn't he, in the Premier League? Was it Villa?
Yeah, that feels right. Yeah, I think that's right.
Someone. Anyway.
He still got it.
Yeah.
Except on Saturday, he didn't have it. It was taken away from him, injured.
Well, he had to go off injured, didn't he, midway through the first half. And
how do you feel about people booing a man who's got injured, who hasn't done anything?
Well, there is a propensity. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Anyway, to boo someone you've heard of, isn't there?
Yes,
it's always
there is.
been the way.
Yeah.
I remember it very clearly with Jermaine Beckford when we played Leeds.
Oh, yeah.
A while ago. It's like, you're just booing him because you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Because he's good. Anyway,
Bannon got booed. Yeah. Double B got
Well, there was a little bit
booed.
We'll come on to the ref, I suppose, but there was a bit of a thing where he went down injured, but then the ref didn't make him go off.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Do you know what? He didn't have to go off and start anyway. So, but we started back in the old. You kind of got your wish, really, didn't you? Like you were saying,
I did.
You wouldn't mind seeing Nombe dropped back onto the bench.
Yeah.
To emerge later on as an impact player and go with Stansfield and Brown up front.
Yeah.
So it's back to that.
Yeah.
And then Jake Caprice, left wing back. Sparks still not being able to get back into the team.
No.
And Key on the right, as he usually is.
Yeah.
Sweeney, Hartridge and
Diabate
at centre back. And then the surprise inclusion of, and I'm assuming this is due to an injury to Harry Kite because he wasn't in the squad, but Kegs Chowke in the middle of midfield.
First professional league debut.
Yeah. So that was the only surprise. That was a real kind of surprise.
Right, it's a big surprise.
Yeah. So he's in there with Dieng. And
it's worth
Collins.
saying, isn't it? Harper is not featuring one job.
No, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
But he didn't come on, and no, he's not, is he? I assume he's going to go back to Ipswich in January, is he?
Yeah, I guess so. And then we'll probably play him away.
Because I'll tell you why. Another little thing. This has nothing to do with the Wednesday game.
Oh yeah.
From what I can work out via his extremely aesthetically pleasing Instagram.
Ooh, Rakeem's.
Kyle Taylor.
Oh, Kyle Taylor.
Maybe back sooner than we might have expected.
Oh, I'd love that.
Have you seen his? Do you follow him on Instagram?
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't see, it's like
an Armani advert.
It's like following. I thought I was following an Exeter City player.
Yeah.
But it's like following a kind of fashion model.
The juxtaposition
I sound like a bit of a granddad here, but he's got these kind of like well edited kind of like lots of cuts and like rotating around him as he's like putting this jacket on and adjusting the collar and stuff, and like I'm not complaining, he looks great.
It's also like him stood in like a cobbled alleyway in like I don't know, Geneva or Genoa or wherever, and looking off into the distance, and you think
yeah,
fair enough.
If you like the sound of that, check it out. But there was one.
If you're livid about that,
he did a little post, and it was like featured an Exeter City shirt and like a little egg timer emoji, and it looked like, and
could be back.
I hope so.
Be a boost, that wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would, and it would maybe mean we don't need Harper, especially if Kegs could feature more as well. Them two instead of. And I think we could do without then. You know,
I thought Kegs grew into the game, didn't he? I thought
definitely did. Yeah, actually, he was brilliant by the end. By the end, he was like excellent. And but you wouldn't have known that from the judging by the fellas stood around me on the big bank who were just absolutely rinsing him the whole. Didn't know who he was.
No, couldn't work it out, could they?
Didn't know who he was. And seemed to hate him, visceral hatred, and thought he was awful. And I was thinking, like, he's actually played really. Why are you watching? He's played really well.
These were the same group, or maybe not, but they were next to the same group to my right, who the man during the game was giving a rundown on his opinions on World Cup players and teams.
Oh, right.
Which I particularly enjoyed. He went, Neymar, Nobber, Argentina, rubbish, Croatia, boring, England, at this point still in the FA Cup, World Cup, all right, I suppose. Like, who have you enjoyed? Who have you enjoyed in this festival of football?
Yeah.
And I think the answer was no one.
Well, it's the big bank as we know and love it, isn't it? You know?
It certainly is. Anyway, Kegs was great. And as Bannon went off...
At least this is a choice, you know?
What do you mean?
Like, if you listen to this, you might hear some, like, terrible takes.
Yeah.
But at least you have chosen to put it off, and you can just press stop and just stop listening at any point.
Please don't stop listening. Please continue to listen.
If you think it's shit, you can.
No, I think plough on.
Yeah.
Anyway, as Bannon, I don't know if it was because of him. It probably was, because obviously he's a significant player in the way they play. But we grew into the game, so that by half time we looked more in control, and then second half we came out very positive.
Yeah, we did. And I'll tell you what, it definitely was an Ipswich situation, to come back around to the point I started making.
Yes.
Well, we weren't outclassed.
No.
You know, we looked like we could. We were more than competitive in that game. Yeah, in the second half, we very much looked like the better team.
We did.
And then there was the wonderful
and yet surprising
banter. Oh. No, I was going to talk about with our old friend David Stockdale, who a few of us remember having we had a lovely time with him against Wickham in the one of the cups.
Carabao,
last season. Where he went on to have the last laugh by scoring the winning penalty.
He didn't just score it; it was an absolute screamer, wasn't it?
And then saved the one before or something. But
That's right.
But he likes to kind of like play along with and everyone was chanting favourable chants for our old friend Cam Dawson.
Yes, who was there, of course, but on the bench.
Who was there, and he was enjoying that Stockdale. But then we scored a goal.
So, I mean, what a goal, in a sense. How many times have we all stood there and watched Jake Caprice get the ball on the edge. Obviously, Jake has a number of choices, and the thing we all want to see is him use his pace, get to the byline or somewhere near it and put in a good cross. And sometimes works really well.
Yeah.
Sometimes doesn't work so well.
Let's not do him too dirty. He's had some some incredibly good performances this season.
Absolutely. And I think 50% of the time he gets to the byline, something interesting happens.
Yeah, I think he's like an underrated player in our squad, basically.
Agreed. So no one really likes to see him square up to take a shot, because if 50 to 60% of his time is spent making successful crosses, somewhere around the 0.02 mark, he'll have a shot that even troubles the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
As we know, famously scored his first ever professional goal for City, for anyone, but scored it for Exeter City about 450 games into his career last season.
Yeah.
There he is lining up, and you think, no, Jake, no, don't do it.
Well, their defender just like passes it straight. Such a lazy pass. Collins just intercepts it. He can't believe his luck.
Yeah.
Lays it off to Caprice. They give him so much time. Maybe they've been following his career. But he does hit the target. Stockdale.
I mean, it's a stinger. Like, it's low and hard.
Stockdale, perhaps distracted by the nice chat he's been having with the big bank. Sort of pantomime sort of like performance he was doing before that.
Yeah.
Should have done a lot better. But it goes in.
Well, it goes straight to his hands. I know, slightly down into his left.
Yeah, he should save it.
He should very much save it.
Yeah.
Very much. Should probably catch it.
So then, the chance of Cameron Dawson, he's better than you, kind of the context kind of changes there a little bit. Because that's kind of like
he stopped clapping.
We're
and waving.
laughing, aren't we? We're joking, and he thinks, oh yeah, they're joking because I'm
the better goalkeeper here. I'm chosen,
and Dawson's on the bench. So but then when it sort of seems when there's some sort of evidence to back up the charge, suddenly it's like he didn't look round again after that.
No, he didn't, did he? And they were merciless in their lambasting of him.
But you know what?
Which we all enjoyed.
He had the last laugh again because he basically set up their equaliser.
So that was about an hour in, wasn't it? It's about 60 minutes, the Caprice goal, and slightly later than that. But we think wonderful. We then have a number of good chances. We have a lot of the possession. We have a lot of the ball in the last third.
Yeah. Well, Colwell leaves Stanfield on for the whole game because it kind of looks like he really wants that big bank goal, and you think this could be the day. Do you mean like?
Yeah.
He looks dangerous. He's getting the ball, like it could happen. And there was a shot he had where he probably should have played Giovanni in to his left, but went for goal and Stockdale saved it.
But he took a long time even to go for goal, didn't he? Because he could have hit it first time. And
Anyway, again, wasn't to be. But we definitely could have been 2 up, but we couldn't, and then in added time.
Yeah, like 20 seconds from the end of everything.
Yeah, it was like Stockdale boots it right down the middle, someone knocks it onto someone else, and they just find the gap and find the bottom corner. And
really, that was their only chance second half, I think.
Yeah, and then so another one of them where it's like, oh, on paper this is fine, but if you were at the game, draw with Wednesday, not bad. You take it,
Oh, absolutely,
I've said this so many times, but yeah, disappointing.
1-1, obviously a point, but yeah, it's a draw snatched from the jaws of a win, really. That was that. So Exeter City, it's just. I don't think it's since Coldwell. I think it was happening before, but it's. I guess it's the difference between League One and League Two, isn't it? It's that if there's any complacency at all, there's a good chance you'll get punished.
Yeah, that's true. We're not getting away with anything this season.
No,
we're not getting away with any sort of mistake or switching off for a minute or anything.
No.
There's been so many examples of that.
So even the worst teams, Morecambe, for example, what was that, a fortnight ago? They get a goal from an error, and I think everyone in the league is capable of that. And actually, you look at the bottom six.
Well, we got a goal from an error.
Yes.
Yes. On any other day, surely, their Wednesday's number one keeper saves that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There it is.
I liked it when you noticed that when the Big Bank was chanting for Cameron Dawson, that
Yeah.
you noticed Sam Nombe on the bench try and look round the corner
He was.
to have a little look at his
He
mate.
was. I could see it. He was getting ready to come on, wasn't he, Nombe? And he was obviously sat at the front, and then he was having a cheeky look round. I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, excellent. I know we talked about it last week, but it's just such a shame that such a good goalkeeper, such a good player, isn't getting any game time. And I know
Yeah.
it's not our problem, but I got a lot of, as we all have, affinity for him and a lot of
It is a shame, yeah.
your positivity towards Dawson. You think, well, what's going on here?
I know.
This keeper's 105, and he's still. They brought him in as well, didn't they?
They brought Stockdale. Yeah, he's
Stockdale
new,
in.
yeah.
Don't get it. Anyway, more about Exeter City in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Bang Theory podcast. Remember, you can email us or all that stuff on the internet that happens. We're on Twitter at Big Bang Pod. We're on Facebook, Big Bang Theory Podcast. And we're on email, bigbangpod@gmail.com. By the way, Dan, some Janners got into our reviews. So we had a perfect 5-star score, right, on Apple.
Yeah.
And some Argyle supporters have got in there and given us the old 1-star. And I know for a fact they're boasting about it on Twitter. So if you are so inclined, City supporters, to give us a 5-star rating and improve that average again, we'd appreciate it. The dirty dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. But yeah, apart from that, just email us. Tell us.
Does that help us financially?
I don't think so.
Right.
Given that we don't make any money from this podcast.
I wondered about that.
It helps our ego. Which needs a boost every now and then. Bit like David Stockdale. He's clearly in it just for the jokes, isn't he? These days.
Love of the game.
Love of the game.
Anyway, next up is what?
Bolton Wanderers away at what's now the University of Bolton Stadium,
Yeah?
formerly the Reebok, and it's been about a million things in between, hasn't it? You'll remember Bolton were promoted from League 2 the year before we were, so they've only been in League 1. This is their second year in League 1, back up, after having various disasters. They got, bless you, they've got all sorts of, they've had all sorts of problems, but they're slowly ironing them out. Ian Everts, their manager, he was at Barrow.
Yes.
So when we first encountered Barrow, or maybe just when they got promoted, he was their manager and then he went straight to Bolton.
Right.
He'd been there, 3 or 4 years now.
El Hadj Diouf.
Yeah, he's not involved, I don't believe. He's still at the World Cup, isn't he? I saw him. On the
Yeah, so
telly.
this is still during the World Cup. So I'm assuming that means this match is on iFollow.
Oh, right.
iFollow. It
Yeah, I
is,
suppose
right?
it is.
Because it's all being classed as an international
That's
break.
right. International break. That would make sense.
So I think you can probably watch it.
Oh, good. I will watch it. Yeah, so they're 5th at the minute, Bolton.
Yep.
But they're not much, in terms of points, there's not much between us and them.
No, we're sort of sat right in the middle, and you kind of think, oh, it could go either way here. We're quite close to people at the bottom.
Yeah.
We're not too far off to, well, not the top, but
Yeah.
people around 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one, isn't it? I'm not expecting us to win.
We're taking, I believe we're taking a lot of people because Bolton are doing a very cheap ticket. I think it's £10 adults, £5 juniors, and, concessions and that.
Spirit of Christmas discount.
Maybe. I mean, it's great, and means people can go to a Premier League standard ground, doesn't it? Which is rare for us for not much money. And
Yeah, but that's not even a good thing. They're crap.
you know what I mean, though? It's like a nice trip out, isn't it? And they're not charging you an arm and a leg for it.
better. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, if you like all those kind of all the mod cons,
Yeah.
then you'll be in for you'll get what you want.
There's a hotel, isn't there?
Is there?
The stadium's got its own hotel.
Well, you can stay in the stadium.
I think it's right. I think it's connected. I don't think it's in the stadium.
Oh right, like the Exeter Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what
not
was.
much longer though.
No, why not?
Well, haven't they got to sell it or something?
Well, they got to sell the hotel.
Yeah,
Have they?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know anything about rugby, but I think that's what's going on.
Oh, right. Well, the Bolton sale, all that problems that they had was largely down to this hotel. And the guy that was selling didn't want to sell the hotel.
Be careful what you wish for.
Don't do that. Go and stand down in the Bendine on the Richmond Road. Much nicer.
Yeah. So, famous Bolton Wanderers defender,
Yeah.
Alan Stubbs,
Oh, yeah, of course.
his lad,
Yeah.
Sam,
Yeah.
we're still not seeing any of him, are we?
No.
I heard some rumour. I don't know if this is just someone like this might have just been a joke. I don't know what it is, but something about someone there being a statement on the December the 29th. This might just be someone on Xweb to sort of. I might have missed the whole context of this discussion, but I don't know.
Why would there be a statement?
To say we're cancelling his contract? To say he's retiring? I don't know.
He was at the signing, wasn't he? We
Was
talked
he?
about this. He was at the calendar signing.
I didn't see him there.
He was there.
I thought it was like, was he really?
Not the one in town, the one at the club.
Oh, right, okay.
10 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there.
What, the one with the old people?
Not the bingo either.
Oh.
Another event. This was like come and meet the players event for, well, obviously mainly kids, and it was also the launch of the calendar. So all the players are sat in like an L shape, get your calendar signed, and Stubbs is there.
Okay.
Which makes me think there's still hope.
But there's definitely still hope, yeah.
That's the last thing you'd want to do, surely. If you were done for.
Yeah, I suppose if you're thinking I'm going to retire and I'm going to announce it in a couple of weeks, you wouldn't be there signing a calendar.
You're not pleased about retiring, are you? It's not like,
No.
Luka Modric is retired after a glorious career. You're having an absolute nightmare. So it makes me think, but you're right, the rumour of the statement is just a rumour.
Yeah.
Maybe Alan's coming back.
Alan, well, I take my chances with him, to be honest. More likely to be able to play.
That's true.
Anyway, poor old Stubbsy.
Poor Stubbsy. It's been coming up for a year, won't it? No. He played last winter, didn't he? And then stopped
Did
Easter
he play
time.
the first game of this season? Am I getting confused?
Don't think he did. Well, I don't know.
I think he did.
Yeah. But anyway, apart from that, Bolton Wanderers, it's going to be tricky. Obviously, we take a point, like we always say about these away games.
Yeah, we still haven't quite got a good performance on Saturday. I don't think we maybe mentioned that enough in the first half. We did play really well. It's very encouraging.
Yeah, it was.
It was only, like you said, like one little lapse of concentration right at the very end, away from being like a glorious win, where we kind of dominated them in the second half, at least, or at least we're the better side.
Feels like Colwell's shaping it, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. But we need a bit of a kind of the win would have given us a real boost, I think, and I think any kind of positive result here would do that.
Yeah,
but it's going to be tough.
Do you remember the last game at the University of Bolton Stadium? We needed a win. It was right at the end. It might have been the last game of the season, even, or penultimate.
Right.
We needed a win there. No crowds in the stadium, and Lewis Ward went up. I remember for the final corner, it was all like we were doing anything for it to go in, and it never crept in. It was all a bit of a traumatic match, and the players basically knew. Do you remember this?
No, not at all. I've forgotten Lewis Ward existed.
Yeah. Who was the other one? Maxted.
Johnny Maxted.
No, it was Ward, I think. But yeah, so it'd be good to go there and banish those ghosts. Sweeney will remember it well.
The
it was really
ghosts have long been banished.
I think
for
Sweeney it'll be a thing. Sweeney and Matt J were right at the heart of that team, and
yeah,
it was hard for them, I think. So, and obviously an excellent comeback, which then meant we got promoted last year. But there we are. It's it's just more proof in it. There's no easy games in this league.
No.
And like we said before, and Colwell's done a good job. The numbers are much better than we hoped for, because we were kind of written off like November we might get no points, and then December's not much easier. Well, actually, we are picking up points all over the place. Not necessarily where we want. We should have got a win at Morecambe. We should have held on to a win on Saturday, but there's still points coming in.
Yeah. And we're coming up to Christmas. Coming to the halfway point. It's
it's very much all to play for.
It could be a lot worse. Look at Forest Green.
Oh no, it's not. I don't think it's even bad.
Yeah.
I just think we're at a kind of pivot point, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we just got to keep.
I think it would be great if we could start picking up a few points here now.
I think I'd like to see is a win.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
A win or two. Every third game we need a win, really, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how we set up for that one. Possibly the same as Saturday, but I'm not sure what's happened to Kite and whether he was injured or I don't know.
Is Stano undroppable?
No, I don't think so.
I don't mean because he's playing so well.
Do you mean contractually?
Well, yeah, or just the hope that the hope that we've kind of bound up with him.
Right.
What a coup to get him.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the story. Obviously, we still want him to get that big bank goal. All that stuff. Does it mean, because in a way, he had his chance on Saturday. The system was good for him. He had enough chances. Does Nombe now get the chance with Brown and Jay Stansfield sits on the bench?
Maybe, although is that just more tinkering? Just because if Stansfield was in the position to make those chances but didn't finish them, is that enough of a reason to kind of change it? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
The games come thick and fast, of course, don't they? We have Bolton Saturday, and then because of the way Christmas falls, the next game is the Boxing Day Sunday.
Isn't there Bristol Rovers in
Boxing
between?
Day Monday. That's after.
Oh, that's after.
So that's what I mean. So Boxing Day's Portsmouth, and then it's like game, isn't it? And maybe then.
And then we've got a little week off, haven't we? After the New Year's Day one.
Well, there's a real lack of home games, isn't there?
Yeah. Update on my. I know this because I now have my half-season ticket.
Hey!
Thank you very much to all the staff involved in the process, Exeter City ticketing staff.
Change your tune.
Well, I feel like I wasn't that. No, it probably was. Anyway, they sorted it out, and
Good.
I've got it now.
Good.
But the first one it's valid for is 14th of January.
Yeah. Okay.
So
is that Forest Green?
Yeah, that's Forest Green.
So that's our next home game after Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been quiet. That must mean that we've had lots at some point.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise,
hopefully, or you've spent a lot of money on not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. I'm pleased for you.
Thank you.
Are you hoping for any Christmas, Exeter City Christmas gifts?
I don't think there's much available. There's not
Maybe someone's made you something.
I've had a lot in the past.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anyone is or has already got me an Exeter City related gift, take it back. No, it's, I can't see what it would be that I haven't already had. Many a mug, many a badge.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I haven't got a shirt, but there's none of them available, so
no,
it seems unlikely. The jeans idea seems like
it's gone down very well.
Week, seems to have gone down quite well.
Yeah,
people like the idea of that Exeter City jeans, and someone suggested Exeter City trainers, which is obviously I'm on board with that too. I saw somewhere someone say that, to do with the merch, is saying, look, we're not one of these kind of like fashionable, like kind of like hipster clubs like
Dortmund,
Venice, or Dulwich Hamlets or whatever. But just kind of to dovetail the point I'm making earlier, we have got Kyle Taylor like producing some top fashion content online.
Yeah,
just presumably off his own bat, so why not?
Why
not stick him in a pair of Exeter City kind of like trainers?
Yeah.
But ones which meet his approval. I don't know. Probably that wouldn't work, but I don't know. Stick him in some Exeter City jeans, some Exeter City shoes. Everyone will be buying them.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah. And now, maybe this is just me, but I often will buy myself a red and white item. There's got nothing to do with it. It's not from Exeter City. It's not. No one's made it thinking this will look good on a Grecian supporter. But I often do that. Here's an idea that no one ever really talks about. The club shop doesn't have to just sell things that say Exeter City FC. They could just start collating items that are red and white. They could get in some red and white Adidas Superstars. They could get in some red and white T-shirts. Don't have to say City. They'd still get the money.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not really up for like logos and everything.
That could work.
But I do like a red and white item.
Yeah.
My car's red, and I specifically chose it because
there you go. Yeah, they could start selling cars.
They could start selling cars.
Why have we thought that? Exeter City car. Oh, I think you're being a bit subtle about it. I think brand them.
Do you?
Big. No, maybe not big. Subtle. On the front where you've got your little badge.
Yeah.
Just the City badge.
Yeah. On a nice Mini or a Golf.
Yeah.
Love it.
Big kind of Grecian decals all over the side, Harry Kite's face plastered over the bonnet.
What you don't see anymore is car stickers that say, don't follow me, follow Exeter City FC. That is the thing I'd bring back.
Have they got car bumper stickers for sale in the shop?
I don't know. But that used to be a real thing. Don't follow me, follow.
Right. They're not there, yeah.
AFC
People don't really have
Kentisbeer.
them anymore, do they?
No,
bumper
but
stickers?
why not? Get them.
Yeah.
people do have weird ones, which is a kind of stick man drawing of their family
I cannot stand
delegation.
those things.
You know, two
Oh.
adults.
I hate it.
I always think like that's going to get old quick because children grow. It's one thing I know about children, they grow.
Yeah,
But also, don't do that.
hate those things. I don't even know why.
They're funny, aren't they?
It just annoys me.
Don't follow me, follow Exeter City. That's what you want instead.
Yeah, and trainers and a car.
We don't ask for much.
No.
And a plane. Why did Flybe never do a red and white plane?
Well, I don't think they were that fussed about being associated with Exeter City.
Why can't you buy a red and white carpet
We
from
did.
Carpet Right?
We did. Yeah, good point. Because they've sacked us off, haven't they?
Oh yeah,
Anyway, we did have that Flybe kit.
yeah, we did. I've
Which
got
is-
that one.
Have you?
Yeah,
Well, that was funny, wasn't it?
yeah. It looks really nice. And if you don't know it's the Flybe colour, I really like it. It looks like something Kevin Keegan would have wore.
Yeah, it's a nice shirt. Yeah.
I haven't got the short shorts to wear with it for the full Keegan.
No.
Also, my hair's nothing like
you
Keegan's.
haven't got curly hair like
No, I haven't,
Keggy.
no.
No.
It's what your mum used to say to you, isn't it? Eat your crust and you look like Kevin Keegan.
No.
Didn't she?
Never.
Different parenting styles.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back after Bolton. We will, won't we? And then we'll have a Christmas break.
Yeah.
And then we'll see you. But yeah, we'll see you before Christmas Day. So fear not.
Yep.
We'll fill your stockings and we'll eat your pies.
Will we? That sounds
If chance.
strange.
No, that's what people do.
Okay, right. Why don't you leave a mince pie and a glass of sherry out for me and John?
Yeah, that's right.
Like you can have your kids can leave one out for Father Christmas, but to put 3 out and then 3 glasses of sherry, and you think. You're thinking, why have you put 3 out? Well, that one's for Father Christmas, this one's for Dan, this one's for John.
Yeah,
And we'll come round and just have them.
yeah. Well, we won't come down the chimney. We'll just knock.
We'll break in.
If there's a knock on your door between 6 p.m. and midnight
I'm
Christmas
here for
Eve,
my
open
mince
up
pie.
because it's us.
I don't like mince pies, and you don't drink sherry.
That's right. We
So
can.
that means two sherries for me, 2 mince pies for you.
Lovely. And don't think if your name's Dean Dagan and you live in Australia, you're getting away with this. We're coming for you too, Dean.
Well, we might.
Put 'em
but
out.
Put them out just in case.
If anyone wants to decorate their pie red and white, all the better.
Yeah, we haven't seen that either, have we?
No.
Exeter City branded. Why not just turn it into a supermarket, but just have everything red?
If anything's red or white, you have to sell it and nothing else.
Yeah.
All right.
Cherry Bakewells. Why aren't they selling them? They're red and white.
They're red and white. They're the official city delicacy.
Exeter City's official snack.
Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All this stuff's just sat there and they're doing nothing with it.
Honestly, put us in charge of marketing. Do it now. And while you're at it, leave us a pie. Thanks for listening, everyone. My name's John. I've been here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.